Hello, everybody. Welcome to Meditation Transmission. This is the third installation, and I'm just gonna get a few things ready here. Hello, hello, hello. All right. Thank you all for joining in with Meditation Transmission. This is our third one, and if you haven't meditated before, if you haven't joined us in before, it's pretty simple. The only thing that's required is that you're seated in a comfortable position. We're going to meditate for about 20 minutes, and I'm going to give you about a 2-minute drop in and a 2-minute drop out. So altogether, it's going to be about 24 minutes. Before we begin, I'm going to let some more people kind of trickle in. If there's any questions about meditating, please go ahead and send me a comment. I'm happy to answer those. But in the meantime, I'm just going to talk a little bit more about what we do here. So I started this a couple weeks ago when we first went into our isolation period as an offering to everybody and a way to connect with each other on a cosmic consciousness level rather than being able to be in the same room with each other. The wonderful thing about meditation is you don't have to be in the same room. This is just as good because we all kind of join in the same place anyhow. The only other thing I want to mention about meditation, and something I hear a lot and I still get told all the time, is that they have difficulty meditating because they can't sit still, they get distracted, they don't know if they're doing it right. The truth is, with meditation, there is no goal. There is no exact way to meditate. There's no gold star for meditating. There's no ultimate place to arrive to when you're meditating. It's all part of the journey. So I'm just gonna, and I'll remind you this as we begin the meditation, that as you dip into the meditation, you're gonna be pushed around and your thoughts are gonna come and go, and you're gonna constantly find yourself going from thought to thought and then just travel down a road of memories and thoughts. These things are all entirely normal, and even as experienced meditators would tell you, is that this still comes up. It gets a little bit easier over time because you're able to wrangle your brain a little bit better. But the truth is, every single time you sit to meditate, you're going to act as if you're a beginner, because the mind is just that way. The mind is difficult to wrangle. Some meditation teachers like to call it the monkey brain. I like this because it paints a picture. If you think about your thoughts as being different kinds of trees and branches, the brain is like the monkey that wants to constantly jump from tree to tree, from branch to branch. So you can find yourself getting carried away with these thoughts, or you can just observe that they're there and say, okay, I see the thoughts. I'm not going to let myself get invested in the thoughts and get carried away. Or I can just bring myself back to center, which I like to use the breath as the center point. In certain meditation practices, they use mantras. Mantras are sacred sounds. And if you have a mantra, you're more than welcome to use that. Some people like to use flames, where you have a flame in front of you. Hi, Nancy. Where you have a flame in front of you and you stare at the flame and then you just kind of go into your meditation. So there's various ways of getting yourself to be able to wrangle the brain. I personally like using the breath because it's all here. I don't need to do anything. It's all here, contained. Let's see, what else can I tell you? So I hope that makes sense about the thought process with regards to meditation. So I've also heard other teachers say that meditating is like watching a movie, and you'll see the thoughts projected on a screen. So you, as the observer, as the person watching the film, you can just watch the thoughts. You can just kind of silently, as from behind, kind of observe what's going on with the thoughts on the movie screen. Hi. uh, and not get invested or carried away with the film. So it's really important, again, to just bring yourself back to center when you find yourself being taken too far away. And don't get down on yourself. This is not a competition. There's nothing to win other than experiencing the meditation itself. So if you do experience that throughout the meditation, just know that, again, it's normal, and to just bring yourself back to center. And you can use that with mantra, with breath, or whatever other methodology you like to use. So we're a little past 12 o'clock. I'm going to get started soon. Before we go, are there any questions about meditation or what to expect? Anything like that? Anybody? Nope. Okay, so before we get started, let's make sure that we're seated in a comfortable position. So I am on the floor and I'm seated cross-legged on a cushion. You don't have to do that. A lot of yogis like to sit in a cross-legged position because of the way that it aligns the spine. If you're in a chair, I'm okay with that as long as you're able to sit comfortably and nice and tall. So if you are on the floor, I would recommend maybe lifting one seat of your bum and then the other seat, and then try and like wiggle around until you find the bony part of your bum so that you can feel your seat directly on the foundation. So for some people the floor, some people the seat itself. And then once you've found your seat, make sure that you're seated nice and tall. I like to visualize a straight line from the crown of my head all the way down my spine, completely anchoring me through the center of the earth. So I kind of envision this like pull action of being pulled upwards and pulled downwards all at once, so that the spine is nice and tall. Another thing is, when you're seated comfortably, you want to make sure that your chin stays parallel to the floor. So you don't want to drop too far down, because you could actually fall asleep, and the point of meditation is not falling asleep. So you want to keep your chin directed straight ahead and parallel to the floor. And you also don't want to be too far up, because that gets uncomfortable after a while. So the key is to be as comfortable as possible. So before we begin, so again, make sure you're on the bony seat of your bum, sitting nice and tall. And you can either keep your palms down or up. And if you keep them down, you feel grounded, you feel good, and you're comfortable this way. If you want to keep them up, this is an invitation. You're asking for whatever it is that you're asking of the universe. So healing or to receive, basically. So palms up or down, whichever feels more natural to you. And once you have your palms placed comfortably on your thighs, draw your elbows closer towards you. And when you do that, the shoulders just begin to relax. So your elbows are parallel to the floor, chin is parallel to the floor. Take a moment to make sure that your shoulders are soft, so we're not scrunched up. So shoulders are nice and soft. Chin is parallel to the floor. Let's all close our eyes. And just take a few deep, easy breaths, settling into your seat. Once again, making sure that the spine is nice and tall, nice and long, chin is parallel to the floor. So we're going to take the next 2 minutes to kind of drop back into our bodies, and then we're going to meditate for 20 minutes. After the 20 minutes are done, we're going to take another 2 minutes to kind of gradually come out of the meditation. And I'm going to time it as well. So let's see. All right. Everybody, let's take a couple breaths together. Nice deep inhale, nice deep exhale. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . A couple more, maybe 2 or 3 more. Some people like to use an audible sound when they're exhaling. They feel it relaxes them a little bit more. So whatever feels comfortable to you. Okay. Now let's soften the breath and just observe the breath in its natural state, without judgments, without trying to manipulate the breath. Just notice the breath, how it rises and falls. Notice the length of the breath, the depth of the breath. And again, without trying to change or manipulate anything, just observe. And once you've become more comfortable with the sound of your natural breath, take a moment in your mind's eye to observe your place in the room that you're in. So just taking in the 4 corners of the space, taking a mental inventory of where you're seated in relation to the things around you. Also notice any sounds outside of this space. Birds, trees, rustling, cars, dogs barking, airplanes, whatever the case is, just become aware of it. And once you're aware of all that, bring yourself back to the space, to where you're seated, seeing yourself in the space, seated in the mind's eye, and without any judgments, observe and gaze upon yourself in your seated state. And this is kind of an interesting thing to do. Notice if while you're observing yourself, if any thoughts come up, any judgments, any particular things that you're telling yourself. And again, just observe. Notice how we speak about ourselves. Now bring yourself back to the body. Take a moment once again to relax the shoulders away from the ears. Draw your elbows a little bit closer to your sides so that your shoulders and arms can be comfortable. Palms can remain up or down, whichever is more natural to you. Making sure that your seat is nice and comfortable, your spine is nice and tall. Crown of the head reaching all the while, feeling anchored through the center of the earth, through the tailbone. Chin is parallel to the floor. Take a moment here to relax the jaw, maybe leaving a slight space between the teeth, releasing any holding or tension in the jaw, in the face. And do a quick scan of the body. Notice if there's any places that there's tension or holding, any tightness. And again, without any judgments, just breathe into this area. So with your focus on this area, let each inhale bring in light and energy into that space, and with each exhale, let that space slowly soften. And once you feel more comfortable in the body, where there's no holding, no more tension, we begin to bring ourselves back to the sound of the breath, to the sound of the natural breath, inhaling, exhaling, noticing the length. Let's let our next few breaths be a little bit more deliberate. Place a palm on your belly, right over the belly button, the other palm over the heart. On your next breath, inhale deeply so that the belly expands into the palm of the hand, reaching up towards the chest, and then exhale. Draw the belly towards the spine. Inhale, belly expands, filling the palm, chest expands, shoulders reach back. Exhale, draw the belly in towards the spine. We're going to do this a couple more times. So inhaling deep into the palm of the hand. Exhaling, drawing the palm back towards the spine. If you're having difficulty with this, just try your best. Inhaling deeply into the palm of the hand, belly expands, shoulders reach back. Exhale, draw the palm of the hand towards the spine. We'll just do this 3 more times on your own. Now release the hands back towards the thighs, drawing your elbows closer towards you, shoulders nice and relaxed. Let's do a couple deep breaths as if the hands were still in place on the heart and the belly. Deep into the belly, chest expands, inhaling. Exhale, draw the belly button towards the spine, release. Inhaling, belly expands, chest expands. Exhale, belly draws in. 1 more together. Inhale deeply, belly expands, chest expands. Exhale, draw the belly in towards the spine. And then maybe do another 2 more on your own. Now begin to relax the breath, dropping back into a natural breath rhythm, relaxing the need to do anything at all. Become aware of your surroundings once more, hearing the sounds. Feel your sit bones on the floor. Spine is nice and tall. Chin is parallel to the floor. And slowly soften the need to do anything, relaxing into the silence. find yourself being carried away by thoughts or sounds, bring back to center, observing the breath. And once you're there, you can relax the need to observe, slip back into silence. Slowly bring yourselves back to the sound of the breath. Keeping the eyes closed, just observe the breath. Bring some awareness back to the body, maybe wiggling your fingers and toes. And in the mind's eye, place yourself in your space, finding the four corners, the walls that line the four corners, and where you're seated, observing yourself in this space. Just take a quick moment to notice the body, the breath, the state of your mind, the state of your heart, and how that might differ from when you first sat down. Now please bring your palms together. Start rubbing the palms to create some heat. And once you have enough heat, place the palms over the eyes. Feel the warmth of your palms deep behind your eye sockets. Slowly open the eyes and the palms. And when you're ready, gently let the hands melt away from the face. Thank you everybody for joining us for the third meditation transmission. I appreciate you all coming in. If there are any questions with regards to meditating, I'm happy to answer those for you. You're also welcome to drop a comment or send me a private message if you have any questions with regards to meditating, breathing, or what we're doing here. I will upload this if I am able to. I was unable to upload last week's meditation into IGTV, so I may be uploading it elsewhere. I'll let you guys know. So thank you again for joining in. If you're coming in late, the meditation has already happened, but you can start the video again once I upload it to the stories. I'm going to try to upload it to IGTV. Hopefully it'll work this time. And if not, I'll upload it somewhere else, and then I'll send you guys a link to where you can find it. Thank you again, and I'll see you guys next week. Candles out. Perfect.